And boy, oh boy, are things ever escalating. What is it? We got North Korea coming out against Japan right after we've come out and said that we're going to support the Japanese currency. What was it that China did as a development? Now it's in the Philippines fucking with everybody.
They have the Philippines surrounded as about 4 weeks ago with incoming warships. Now they're up to 44.
So it looks like our theory from just 24 hours ago, which was, I mean, fairly obvious. I'm not saying that we're just, Nostradamus here with incredible insight about what is to come. But our theory from 24 hours ago was that we told China we were going to back away from the Taiwan situation. We cut off arms sales, munition sales to Taiwan. And then what we do is we support Japan and we get Japan to replace us as Taiwan's protector in this conflict, right? And I think China saw that we were doing that. And now North Korea is, for some reason, just enhancing its rhetoric against Taiwan. For the first time, I mean, it's always about America, America, America. Now it's North Korea enhancing its rhetoric, against Japan. Not Taiwan, Japan. And it seems like this conflict with China is just escalating. Obviously, not a very good thing that the Pentagon is coming out with this new policy about the use of tactical nukes in regional conflicts with Russia and China. There seems to be no evidence of any de-escalation in Russia. We've got massive droughts causing shortages of cattle and agriculture throughout the world. What else, Bak? What am I missing?
Welcome to Guess Who's Bak with your embattled hosts, Chase Geiser and Steven Bak. You're going to get 2 monologues in a row because I need to practice. The Pentagon has recently proposed new changes to its nuclear warfare doctrine involving the use of tactical nuclear warheads. All major nuclear superpowers have withdrawn from the START Treaty and changed their war doctrine, including a preemptive first nuclear strike.
A preemptive first nuclear strike?
Yes, China, Russia, and the United States are now mulling over the use of tactical nuclear warheads in a first wave strike against any perceived opponent.
All right, Bog, do it again, but don't do it cute. Do it sincere.
I don't have another one in me right now, but that was good practice.
That was good first one.
Yeah, it
was good first one, yeah.
Thank you.
I love it.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. I mean, I guess there's news.
Famine, drought,
famine, tactical nukes,
Daddy's data center.
Daddy's data center.
Yeah, that's just a cute way I describe all the data centers going up, stealing our water, stealing our land.
Yeah, give us a highlight again. You were giving me one before we launched the show, but I was dealing with a very frustrating technical issue. Give us just a general highlight of what we're going to cover tonight. Go.
All right, so the overarching theme, especially for this first hour, is going to be the Pentagon is drafting a new U.S. nuclear strategy that places greater emphasis on shorter-range tactical nuclear weapons. Obviously, what I just said, all major nuclear superpowers have withdrawn from the START Treaty, which is the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty. And I know for a fact that Russia and the United States have reversed their stance on mutually assured destruction because they believe the country who strikes first is going to actually win a nuclear war, which puts us into probably the most dangerous situation since the Cuban nuclear missile crisis that JFK, probably the greatest modern president, has ever dealt with. And yeah, just get ready to die.
What else?
I hope you have iodine.
What else? I want to watch this Kim Jong-un warns Japan clip. This is fascinating to me.
A stern warning by the powerful sister of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. In a statement published by the country's state-run news agency on Wednesday, Kim Yo-jong criticized Japan's recent test firing of a Tomahawk missile.
War criminal state Japan's possession
War
of
criminal state
capability for
Japan?
preemptive
Yeah.
attack is
Not
a grave
since 45,
threat
not
to
even.
global peace and security.
It's North
Kim
Korea
added
for you.
Pyongyang will pursue additional military options in response to what she called Japan's transformation into a military power. Kim blamed the U.S. for enabling Japan's move beyond
She's
the
a killer,
defensive
dude.
posture.
You can tell by
Yo,
looking
she's
at her.
just as
Not
ruthless,
only last
maybe
week's
even
Tomahawk
more.
missile test in the Pacific Ocean, but other missile tests.
Oh, man.
And Japan's participation in a U.S.-led joint military drill in the Philippines in May. Japan officially renounced war and the right to have a traditional military after World War II, but it has maintained self-defense forces since the 1950s. This year, Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi started to overhaul major security policies. She argues Japan must boost its military power in the face of geopolitical threats, including
Yeah,
from
World War II
China,
was almost
which
100 years
also
ago. Come on.
condemned the Tomahawk missile test. Kim Yo-jong's remarks are the strongest rhetoric from North Korea, directed towards Japan in recent months. Referring to Japan's latest moves, she said,
We should make it regret.
but some analysts say North Korea is seeking to portray Japan's military buildup as a direct security threat to justify its own weapons
No, it
development.
has to do with Taiwan. It's got to be connected to
Well,
Taiwan.
no, because so you need to checkmate. It is connected to Taiwan because Japan's going to be the main defender because we're so far away. They're the closest regional superpower that could actually do something about invasion of Taiwan.
And directly defending Taiwan is negatively impacting our relationship with China. So we're trying to distance ourselves from it while still doing it.
The most likely country to initiate a nuclear first strike on the United States would be North Korea. They have nothing to lose. They're already seen as a pariah, a rogue actor on the international stage, and they have the nuclear armaments built up for this. They have a satellite that crosses the continental United States twice a year. So I'm going to do a quick readout on North Korea. North Korea has a large but largely outdated conventional military focused on quantity, massed artillery, and asymmetric tools such as nuclear weapons, missiles, and spycraft. South Korea and Japan field smaller but far more modern high-tech forces with superior quality, training, logistics, and budgets. North Korea, active personnel, 1.47 million, one of the world's largest standing military forces. Reserves at 500 to 600,000, with even larger paramilitary and conscription militias. South Korea, 500,000 in their active armed forces. Reserves, 3.1 million. Every man, just like in Israel and a lot of these countries that have faced a history of war, you need to do mandatory military service 2 years or 4 years. Japan, active military forces, 261,000 in their self-defense forces, quickly growing but not quite there yet. Limited reserves, 56,000. So just with if you were China and you unleashed North Korea,
Yeah, but does North Korea even have like the carriers to move those troops?
they don't need carriers. Just with what they've built up with their ballistic missiles and even their artillery, they could hit South. They could level Seoul in the opening phases of another war.
Obviously, having a standing army that huge is a major threat to South Korea, but a standing army of 1.5 million isn't that much of a threat to Japan unless they can get their 1.5 million people to Japan.
Yeah, but they don't. North Korea doesn't invest personally in its troops. That's cannon fodder. Massed human wave attacks meant to get you to run out of munitions and bog your logistics supply chain down. The main weapons that North Korea invests in is their missile program, their ICBMs, their regional ballistic missiles. So what they would be hitting Japan with would be the ICBMs, the regional shorter range ballistic missiles, and North Korea possibly even nukes. I do believe that the next flashpoint to look at, maybe even before Taiwan or simultaneously with Taiwan, would be a war erupting on the Korean Peninsula.